everybody, and welcome. We are so excited to have you here in our NCT Improv online show, keeping the laughs going through the quarantine times. We are so just pleased to be here and to be able to have this happening. Um, we have who knows who in our audience, so we just want to give you a little bit of a welcome. If you are here and you have seen our show before, welcome back. You'll notice some things that are the same and a lot of things that are very, very different. If you're in the audience watching now live and you have seen the show before, let us know in the streaming comments. We'll give you a shout out. If you're watching us from far away, if you have never seen us before, let us know that in the comments too. We'll be excited to know. I know that we've had people as far away as Washington and South Carolina watching, and we are very excited to have you. So, what you're going to see is an improv show. And while we're talking about inviting you to give us shout outs and suggestions in the live streaming comments, we also want to let you know that this is an all ages improv show. Even though we understand that the internet is not always an all ages place, we are asking for this to be an all ages place. So keep that in mind when you are giving us your shout outs, giving us your suggestions, and giving us your comments. So, as I'm sure many of you know, improv is made up on the spot. It's as spontaneous as we can possibly make it, based on suggestions that typically in the before times we would be getting from our very live audience. Right now, not only can we not have an audience that is live, but even the audience that we do have watching us streaming live in the chat, there's about a 30-second delay between what we are saying and what you are seeing. So that makes it pretty difficult to get suggestions from the chat fast enough. If you're in the chat already, the first suggestion we're going to need is for a company, a big time company or a very small company that might be having meetings online through Zoom right now. Other places that we are going to get our suggestions. Oh, well, let's do this first. If you are watching, we would urge you to please think about grabbing at some of the links that are going to appear in the chat as the show goes on for NCT gift cards that they never expire. You can come see us after the quarantine times have ended and we're back to doing shows IRL. Even if that's not until 2021, let's really hope not. But just in case, your gift cards will still be good. You can give them as gifts. You can also give us donations through Gold Star. If you're like, ooh, I don't want to have to worry about remembering about a gift card, you can just give us money and we will take it through our wonderful partners at Gold Star, who we appreciate so much. This is the cast for tonight's show. I'll just let that play while I'm finishing explaining to you the other places where we're going to be getting our suggestions for tonight's show. Include a random word generator, also online. Thank you, internets. Random question generators that are online. We're going to use books to get random words. And we have been throughout the week, for the course of the last couple of weeks, asking for interactive suggestions online on our on the interwebs, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our Twitter, and our social media. So if you want to give us suggestions and interact with our posts that way, we highly encourage you to do so. And also, while you're seeing the cast list here, we are actually down 2 players. Dorian and Matthew are not going to be joining us for tonight's show, but the rest of us are here, and we are super excited to get started. So we are going to, let's see. All right, cool. So if you're in the chat right now, say hi, shout out to us. We're going to start with a game called, once I get back to the right screen, we're going to start with a game called Mystery Zoom. And for this game, we're going to have Fiona, Nate, David, and Kevin playing. We are going to put them into our soundproof breakout room, which is one of the only functions of Zoom that I've gotten good at managing, at least a little bit. I get good at it and then bad at it. So I'm going to assign David, Fiona, Kevin, and Nate to go to a breakout room. You will see them disappear and they will be in some sort of swirling black ether, which I know not of because I've never been in one. And we are going to try to get some suggestions for them for the game of Mystery Zoom. And apologies for stalling. I was looking to see if any of our online viewers have given us any suggestions yet. And they have not. But here's the good news is that we have some suggestions that we have gotten over the course with our social media. So each of our players who are in a breakout room is going to be coming back, and they are going to be assigned a super secret Zoom meeting that they are in. And they will only be the ones who know which Zoom meeting they are in, and nobody else will know, but they will have to interact and try and figure out which Zoom meeting everybody is in. So just to let you know, Fiona is going to be in a Zoom meeting for a makeup tutorial. Nate is going to be in an online Zumba class. Both of those suggestions from our super suggestion interactive machine, Phoebe Cosinets. We appreciate you. David is going to be in a meeting of architects, and Kevin is going to be in a meeting of dodgeball players. Architect suggestion from Star B Hill. And dodgeball players from Tyler Morris, both on our Facebook. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm going to bring them back into this. Is it okay? Did I disappear for a second?
Yes, you did.
Oh, great. Super. But I see that after all my bragging that I was good at it, I screwed it up in a huge way. Hilarious. All right. So now we're bringing them back. All right. I'm going to text you guys in the private chat what each of your rooms are. And then in our scene, you will be in your own Zoom meeting, trying to both give clues about where you are, and also listen closely and figure out where all of your other, oops. This is like got to be so exciting for the home viewer. My usual assistant is not with us, you guys. Otherwise, I go a lot faster at this.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay. All right. Great. So you each have what kind of Zoom meeting you're in. You can all blank out and then start your Zoom meeting. We'll give you a little bit of time, and then we'll come back to see if you guys figured it out and can guess. This is a very complicated game of Mystery Zoom.
Hello, everyone. I'm really looking forward to today, and I hope you're all ready for what's going to be your fresh new look. So to start off with, why don't we make sure that we've all washed our face? Got to have a clean base to start off with.
A base, I really like that, because we need to have a good foundation and just build. We're building up to success.
And a foundation, exactly. I've already brought some of the knowledge here already. I hope you found the right foundation for you.
I mean, I think so. I feel like my structure is pretty sound. We've spent a lot of time and years working on this, and I mean, there was a lot of wrecks and damage, but it would be great in the long run. Lay it out. Oh,
hello.
Oh, hey guys. Okay, we're down and out in the fourth quarter, but I think we can hit them back hard if we just think strategically with how we want to use the ball. Think like the ball and move like the ball all at once. Like this.
Yeah, I like it how it swings back and forth. Yeah, I like what he's thinking, because that really helps.
Yeah, the blend, you get a better blend when you use a bowl to blend everything in rather than like a wedge or something like that. It's really nice.
Oh man, I really like the working music.
Hey, that's
really
right,
good.
everybody. We're talking about building good foundations. We're about being all about success, and that's what we're here to do for you guys today. That's right, we're building success. Most of these are just moves that we have pulled off of Just Dance, but you know what? We're doing it. We're going, all right? Oh, let me see you get up. Let me see you get. There we go. I see.
Yeah.
Kevin.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, I should be really stiff like a pillar. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I shouldn't.
You guys, I've been hit. I'm out. I'm gonna have to take a timeout, okay? I know it's lame
Kevin,
and all,
why
but
I've been
don't
telling
you
you, you need to wear your hard hat and
5
hat.
minutes? You know that, Kevin. The time's not there. You got to push through it, Kevin. You got to push through it. Come on.
It's fine.
I wish I could, but I'll be disqualified if I don't follow the rules.
You need to wear your gear.
Don't worry, the
There are
mascara
no
will
rules. If
come
you
off
want
in the
rules, you
wash.
got the Pilates.
Okay. Well, so yeah, you've got some good movements there. So, but sometimes for the finer details, you just want a little flick. Otherwise, you might end up looking a bit like a clown if you're doing, broad strokes. So just try just a little flick to just give that little wing to your eye.
Exactly. Every detail counts. You need to like lay it out and just roll it out and see the entire plan. Okay, like a blueprint. Everything.
We're trying, guys. We're trying. We're trying.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't listening to a whole lot of what any of you guys were saying. It's a break time. We'll be back in 5.
All right.
Okay, guys,
Well,
I'm gonna get back in the ring. Got a new headband. Now, I want to know, are the 70s gym shorts? Did you guys bring yours? Because I'm almost out, and I don't want to, get disqualified again. If not having
I
my
do.
uniform.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know if I should give it to you. I'll be right back. I'm going to check the manual and everything and the code because I'm not sure. One second.
I'm glad you brought that up actually, because wearing some of your old clothes when you're just first starting off is a good idea because things can get a bit messy, and you don't want to have sort of all that blush and foundation smushed into your fancy new clothes. So if you've got some old clothes from back in the 70s, yeah, that's actually a good
Yeah.
idea. Thank you.
Yeah, I like what you're saying.
All right, great job, you guys. Everybody can come back unless Nate really is truly passed out on the floor. All right, so now what you will get to do is have an opportunity to guess to see if you were successful in communicating what sort of Zoom meeting you were in, and if you were listening closely enough to see if you were able to take in any of the information the other players were giving you. So we'll start with David. I'm going to give you guys just a few seconds to get it right in your mind, and then we'll say 1, 2, 3, and you'll tell me what kind of professional meeting David was in. On the count of 3, he was in a meeting of 1, 2, 3.
Professional
Demolition
engineers.
So close, so close. He was architects. It was architects.
Oh, which is like a professional engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Suggested by Starby Hill. All right, so we'll go to Kevin next. Kevin was in maybe a club of some kind. It was 1, 2, 3.
A fight club?
What did Fiona say?
Airsoft?
No, so close. There was dodgeball. He was in a meeting
Dodgeball.
of dodgeball players, suggested by Tyler Morris. Let's go with Fiona. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. She was giving you a 1, 2, 3.
Makeup
Red
That's right. It was a makeup tutorial.
Nice.
Great. Suggested by our good friend Phoebe. And then Nate was in an online what? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Home workout?
Exercise class?
Close. That was really close. He was in a Zumba class.
Zumba
Yes.
specifically,
Zumba specifically.
which is where the Latin beats came from.
Yes, very good, very good. Also giving a shout out to some of the people who are in the chat with us, all the way from Sydney, Australia. I think that's definitely going to end up being the farthest away person. Gerald Naughton is watching with us. I wonder what could have brought him to our
What
show.
a
Thank you,
familiar
Gerald. We're
name.
so excited. We also have Greg left giving us some great great suggestions over in the comments. Was also Warren Henderson. Hi, thank you for being in there with us. So the next game we're going to play is called Good Advice, Bad Advice. We are asking you for your advice questions in the chat. If you need help with something crazy that's happening in the quarantine times, or maybe for after the quarantine times, or whatever you need, we can answer those questions for you. If not, I have a random question generator provided by the interwebs. Richard is our host, and then we, of course, have Bob, Fiona, and Kevin as our three special guests who are about to introduce themselves to you. Take it away, Richard.
Hey guys, thanks for coming to my show. This is so good, and we're live on YouTube. This is amazing. I've got a great show for you guys. I got 3 experts in their fields, and we're going to take your questions, and we are going to hear how to solve the world's problems. And we've got roving reporter Chrissy out there collecting all the questions for us. But first, let's introduce ourselves. Player number 1.
Hello, my name is Yuri, and contrary to popular belief, I am not ex-KGB. I am just a regular, ordinary citizen from Russia.
Oh, well, that's good. Glad you're not ex-KGB. And number 2, Sir Worthington Smythe, how are you?
Oh, tally-ho, jolly good to be here, isn't it? Oh, what a lovely place this is across the other side of the pond. Hey,
Oh, and what brings you to our show today?
Oh, well, it's just, going on a couple of crusades, so, well, I'm a sir, got to find new territory to spread everything that I stand for, and, well, here I am.
Sounds awesome, awesome. And number 3, how are you today?
Yes, hello, it's me, Benedict Arnold, America's first trader, here in the flesh once again. I'm the guy who sent all of our secrets over across the pond to Sir Worthington Smythe's people and tried to destroy our republic, but I'm really not such a bad guy.
Oh, of course not. Well, welcome. And Chrissy, do we have any questions for our
We do.
guest?
We actually do. We have a great question from Warren Henderson, who is watching us live right now. What are the what are the best fundamentals for someone new? Now, that is as specific as it was. So I think all of our experts can apply that to their own expertise.
Yuri, what should somebody new have a good foundation in?
Well, I am assuming you're not talking about the baby new to the world, because they need a good grip on perhaps their bodily functions. I'm assuming you're thinking somebody who is new to like a job, and the job, a person who is new to a job also needs to be sure of the bodily functions of the company. They need to know how things work, and the best way to find that out is to ask the people in the HR or ask somebody that you work with that you can trust.
Yes, trust is very important, very important. So Worthington Smythe, what fundamentals do people need to have?
Yes, well, when I have new people start off with me, well, they start off as just little pages, and, well, they follow me around, and they take my armor on and off, and, well, they do whatever I say. So really, you've just got to find someone more experienced in the field, like perhaps me, and, well, do everything they say, and eventually you shall pick up everything that you need to learn, such as how to wield a sword and how to look positively dashing seated upon your war horse, and, well, then one day perhaps you'll be where I sit.
Oh, yes, sometimes they might get your horse. And Benedict Arnold, what fundamentals have you learned in being a trader to the United States?
Well, whenever you're starting in a new environment with new people, I think the most important thing you could do is learn how to lie, because first impressions are so important.
Of course.
And your true self is really not all that flattering to anyone else. So if you want to make a good impression, you need to learn how to put on a mask and to be someone else. Be the person you really want to be. And by doing that, you have to lie.
Oh,
Call me.
sounds good. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Chrissy, do we have anything else?
We do, yes. Ryan is over in the chat watching us live right now. Hi, Ryan. He wants to know what is the best way to decide what online streaming product to use to interact with your family while quarantined.
Oh, that's very good. Everybody has their own streaming service. Yuri, what streaming service do you recommend and why?
Well, I would recommend the new one from the Facebook because it is the easiest to hack. Never mind. It's the easiest to use. It is the best for me and for many people that I know, and that is the one I think I would suggest.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Everybody has Facebook anyway. You might as well use it. So Worthington Smythe, what streaming service do you use to communicate and why?
See, Father, back in my day, we had no such things as streaming services with which to communicate instantly. It is rather the work of the devil, I suspect. But instead, we had merely letters with which to send each other, where you can provide a personal touch and sign the letter yourself instead of this weird instant talking nonsense. So I think we should all go back to the courier service and writing on parchment with your own hands.
Yes.
Good old
Yes.
days.
So back in the good old days. Yes. So even before Google. That's good. Benedict Arnold, how do you prefer to communicate with your loved ones during these times?
Well, call me old-fashioned, but I tend to like a little thing known as Snapchat. I know it's not as popular with the millennials these days, but I prefer Snapchat because it leaves no trace, no record. And as I've learned in the past, someone like a little Mr. George Washington will come rummaging through your papers and know a little bit what you've been up to. But Snapchat, you do what you want and it disappears, no
God,
trace left behind.
that certainly works for you, I guess. Chrissy,
Yes. So
what's
Warren
happening?
wants to know what we can use, what household items you can use to throw together some last minute masks and PPE for yourself out of things you might find around the house.
Oh, this is good because the stores keep running out, so we need to make our own. Yuri, what are you making your PPE out of?
Oh, I am finding that the black T-shirts works very well. You can cut it and make the loops for the ears and run across your face, and then no one will know who you are. And it comes in very handy at times. So I've been thinking the T-shirt material is cotton, maybe a single, double layer. It would be the best thing to try because nobody will know who you are behind that mask.
Yeah, that works. That works. So Worthington Smythe, what are you making to protect yourself?
Well, a knight's most important equipment is his armor and his helm, and it is a great knight's shame if he lose any piece of that. But perhaps if you do find yourself suddenly in need of more protective equipment, well, one can merely go out to the battlefield and find some, some of the soldiers fallen on the other side, or perhaps your own side, to reclaim some pieces of armor from them.
So you're recycling and reclaiming used equipment? And
yes, well, it's not doing them much good out in the middle of the field there. So
that's
yes.
true. That's true. Okay. And Benedict Arnold, how are you protecting yourself? How are you making your own protective equipment?
Well, as I said before, the most valuable thing we wear out in the real world is the metaphorical mask we put on every day when we meet new people and say, hello, I want to be your friend, but secretly, I really do not. This metaphor.
All right, great to have you guys. That was perfect. Yes, the masks we all wear, right? Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna bring everybody in for our next game of Jeopardy, a very exciting new game show where I give you the answer and you buzz in with the question. Very excited to play this game with you today. And our first answer is padlock. The word padlock is the answer. What is the question? You buzz in. Yes, Fiona.
What do I use to keep all my feelings locked up?
Very good, very good. That was on the list, but it was not the number one answer. Yes, Benedict. Or Kevin.
What you need to put on your fridge when you're quarantining with your teenagers.
Yeah, they get hungry. They do indeed. But that's not the number one answer. Nate.
The thing that all of the high schoolers at the school that I work out somehow still cannot figure out how to use. So they leave their lockers unlocked, and that's how all their stuff gets stolen.
Too real. Yeah. Well, what do you know? Like, oh, that's that entire thing was written.
That's crazy. Really? You had that whole thing written down?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
That's the answer. I mean, who knows? The next answer is potato. The answer is potato. What is the question? The answer is potato. What is the question, Bob?
What's an alternate pronunciation for potato?
Very good. That is correct. That is the correct answer we are seeing here. Excellent. Our next answer is Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops is the answer. What is the question, Fiona?
What's an appropriate adjective to describe my grandparents?
Yes, very good. But no, that's not our number one answer, Nate.
What are the most commonly found cereal beneath my couch cushions?
That is so weird, Nate. It's like this is your. Did you write these questions?
I did. I had a Teamster drive them over and drop them off.
Yeah, I suspect there's a little bit of cheating going on. Famished. Famished is the answer. What is the question, David?
What is something I no longer am because that's the only thing I can do in this house, which is eat.
Okay. All right. Great. Do we have any other answers? I'm not sure about that one. Richard.
What the feeling I resolve by digging into Nate's couch cushions and eating.
That was exactly right.
That's what I had. Dang it.
Nate, what is? I'm a little confused. I think there's been some tampering. All right. Here's our next word, pizzazz. Pizzazz is the answer. What is the question, Richard?
What I ordered from Domino's.
Fiona.
The word that won me that Scrabble tournament that one time.
Oh, so many Z's. Yes, indeed. But I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with Nate, so that is not the correct answer. Kevin.
The Italian word for library.
Sorry, again, it has these are all answers about Nate. Yes, Nate.
It is what I spelled instead of pizza in the second grade spelling bee and how I got it wrong.
Right, which is why it was so cool. Richard's answer
Right.
was so
I
close.
spelled pizzazz.
Our next answer is fortuitous. The answer is fortuitous. What is the question, Fiona?
What is a good word that describes how all these answers relate to Nate?
Yeah, that's close. It did have Nate in there, but that was not it. Sorry. Fortuitous. Fortuitous is the question. Nate, what is the answer?
What is it that you had to go to the store today, giving me time to get into your house and leave a bunch of answers stacked on your desk?
Fortuitous?
Fortuitous?
Okay. All right. Great. Our last answer is spangled. Spangled is the answer. What is the question? Spangled. Richard.
What happens when I pour little beads and gems all over my dog?
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
good.
he's a cocker spangled.
Kevin.
A Spanish bagel.
Very good. Yes. Yeah. That is the answer, but that has nothing to do with Nate, so it's not written on my answer card. Nate, David, go ahead.
What is Nate's Spanish bagel?
There you go. That is the correct answer. David wins Jeopardy. All right.
Which is covered in jewels.
We're going to keep Nate, Kevin, and Fiona here. Everyone else is banished back to the blackness. Y'all are going to play Fresh Choice. All right. You are going to be doing a scene based on a suggestion that we are actually taking from the interwebs, from the Facebooks, and you'll be creating a scene. At any time during that scene, I can both throw up the reaction, which I don't think is visible to the audience, and I'll also ding a bell and say fresh choice. You'll have to change whatever the last thing was that you said or did. Your suggestion comes from Michael Savarese, and the suggestion is margarita machine. Margarita machine. This is fresh choice. Begin.
All right, everybody. Well, as you know, we can't do our normal in-office Margarita Fridays. I'm assuming you all got the machines that the corporate sent to you. They should have arrived yesterday. Everybody got them, correct? I'm assuming that you all got the How to Make World's Greatest Margarita recipe book that was sent to you all yesterday.
Fresh choice.
I'm assuming you all got your bonuses, which were actually the cash bond stocks for a margarita machine company that is struggling just a little bit at the moment.
Father Watson,
fresh choice.
Principal Watson.
Mm-hmm.
This is Superintendent Bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so Bill, I didn't realize you were on there.
Yeah, I'm always supervising all of these meetings. It's my job. Principal Watson, I am concerned about how you are spending these remote learning sessions. It seems like there's not much learning going on these days.
Choice, Kevin.
It seems like nobody is really doing any work these days.
Choice, Kevin.
It seems like you've lost track of all of your students and nobody knows where they've gone.
No, that's actually a fairly accurate description of what has gone on since they have all left. We have no idea where they are at any times. We used to always be able to follow their Snapchats when they were at school, and it always just showed them at school. And when a kid ditched, they would be off the map and we could go find them. But they have all since become wise to that, probably because I told them that on the very first Zoom call when this all happened. And they've all gone to private mode. So yeah, we have no idea where the kids are at all. And I apologize for that. But guys, the margaritas, come on, it's Friday. Let's celebrate.
I mean, Superintendent Bill, Principal Watson is honestly the best principal I've ever had.
Fiona.
Principal Watson is honestly the only principal I've ever had. And well, I'm not sure I ever want another one if he's giving me margarita machines, eh?
Well, stuck in a margarita machine company that's having a little bit of trouble at the moment. Anyway, look, Superintendent Bill, what Mr. Henderson is saying is that, look, I have a passion for the teachers of the school and for the kids and the students of the school and for teaching as best I can. And like, if we need to unwind and relax a little bit, even if that means buying every single staff member in the school some margarita stock, then you know what? We're going to do it. And that's how we're empowering our teachers to become better educators.
That's what I think.
Oh, you know what? Our teachers are going to be so much happier now when they deal with their kids.
Principal Watson, I'm glad you brought Mr. Henderson into this conversation because I want to review some records, financial records.
That's right, Kevin.
I would like to review this love letter that I found on your desk from Mr. Henderson.
Kevin.
I would like to review this Tic Tac container that I found in Mr. Henderson's room. You know my policy. We don't allow Tic Tacs because they're dangerous.
All right, great job, you guys. Next up, we're going to play a game called Town Hall. We're going to have everybody come in to this meeting. And we are going to be basically discussing something that a small town might get together to discuss. We have a suggestion here that came to us from the interwebs from Laura Brise, and she says that her hometown in Wisconsin puts on an annual Corn Fest every September. So this is a town hall meeting to discuss how we are going to, what our plans are to go forward with the Corn Fest in September. We are looking for people in the community to come forward and give us your ideas for, should we do the Corn Fest? Should we not do the Corn Fest? What are some fun activities we can add to the Corn Fest? Just really anything having to do with the Corn Fest. We want to hear from you, our town hall community, and what you have to say about the Corn Fest. Yes, Corn Fan 123. I'm so glad you could join us for this meeting, Corn Fan 123.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Corn Fest as the town's foremost early 2000s adult heavy rock fan. I am excited that we have the illustrious Korn coming to our town to play a concert, and I could not be more ecstatic. Their appearance on South Park is a seminal point in my life, actually. I have to say, and I won't get into it here, but I just want to say that I'm happy that this town finally woke up and Korn is coming.
Corn at the Corn Fest. I mean,
That's
I
right.
really shouldn't have taken us that much time to figure it out. Yeah, Mikey, I'm so glad you could join us today to share your views.
Yeah, hi, thank you for having me. I don't think we should do the Corn Fest. I'm still lost in the maze. So if we cannot have another maze, I'm just going to get more and more lost. So no more Corn Fest, please. I'm still trying to find my way back home.
Okay, good luck, Mikey. We know that you've been in there for quite a while. We have Zucchini Master here. Zucchini Master.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what you have to say.
I'd just like to say that maybe with everything that's going on, we should shake things up now. We all know that zucchini just grows and grows and grows and grows, and maybe we ought to give zucchini its own festival instead of corn, because, hey, corn really isn't that nutritious anyway. It's only there to provide a way of eating butter. And zucchini is much more nutritious.
Don't we need that? Isn't that what we need? It's just a way to eat more butter more easily. Sorry, Zucchini Master, I'm not on your side with this for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, stop Monsanto. Is that what I'm seeing there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, man. We need to stop big corporate farms like Monsanto from running this country. They are big corporate industry that's cutting out all the small farms here in America that built this great country, and we're letting the government subsidize them. It's not right, man. It has to stop. Follow the money. Follow it through all the way through that corn maze.
Oh, sorry, guys. Someone is invading my consciousness. I don't know what's happening right now. Is that Damien? Is that you?
Yes, a Corn Fest. A Corn Fest where all the adults will all come to the corn fields, where there may or may not be a band of children out there waiting to murder all of them. And hopefully some stupid, unassuming couple driving through Nebraska won't get in the way this time, and we will finally have our utopia.
Okay, thank you, Damien. Gold Star Cinema, we want to hear from you.
Yes, well, as Damien just demonstrated, film and strange plotlines are an important part of everyone's life. But here at Gold Star Cinema, we've been limited by our four walls for too long. But now with this Corn Fest, well, that's a practically unlimited supply of popcorn. Now we just stick up an open air cinema. Well, we could have so many more people come to enjoy our films. This Corn Fest is going to be the next big step for us. We really need this to go ahead.
Very exciting. I do see we have an adult ghost with us. An adult ghost, yes.
Yes, an adult ghost. Yes, I am the living ghost of the recently departed John Watterson. I lived in the town with Damien, who spoke earlier, and I am personally opposed to this upcoming Corn Fest because I fear it will result in more adults like myself having an untimely passing. I was just in a diner one day when all these kids came up behind me and just stabbed me in the back, and I don't want to see that happen again.
Yeah. Okay. Is that Shoeless Joe Jackson? We can't hear you. Is that because we didn't build it yet?
Oh no, sorry, sorry. I was having trouble getting through the veil because I thought it was appropriate I go after the other adult ghost since I am also an adult ghost.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that we need to stop this corn fest because if that corn gets harvested, that's where I live. And you're going to take away my home. If this corn fest continues to go on the way it's planned, me and all my friends will have nowhere to go.
And how then will people reconnect with their ghosts of their fathers? I mean, honestly, I ask you. So the Corn Fest is going to go ahead as scheduled. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. And here we go with our very last game for tonight, which is the game of 185. Those of you who have seen our show before might be familiar with this game. It is one of our favorite structured call it a dad joke, call it a pun-based joke games. And it goes like this. 185 blanks walk into a bar where the bartender says, I am so sorry, but we do not serve blanks in this bar. To which the 185 blanks respond with the punchline. Now, we're going to get the blanks from you over in the chat. And we are going to get the punchlines from our players right here. So to start with, friends, we have 185 chimney sweeps that walk into a bar. 185 chimney sweeps walk into a bar. That is a suggestion from the chat from Ken Stewart. David, 185 chimney sweeps.
185 chimney sweeps walk into the bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we're not going to serve 185 chimney sweeps. To which they reply, all right, fine, we'll just walk out of here and step in time.
Very good, Bob.
185 chimney sweeps with facial hair walk into a bar, and the bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve chimney sweeps with facial hair. And they ask why not, and he says, well, because you've all got Van Dykes.
Very nice, Fiona.
185 chimney sweeps walk into a bar, and the bartender says, oh, we don't serve chimney sweeps here. And the chimney sweeps say, but we work here. And the bartender says, well, then you're all fired.
Still labeled as zucchini master.
Oh, 185 chimney sweeps walked into a bar, and the bartender says, get out of here. We're not serving you in here. And they said, you don't have to get all sooty with us.
Good, all right, Nate.
185 more recently timed chimney sweeps walk into a bar. The bartender says, we do not serve you chimney sweeps in this bar. To which the chimney sweeps all reply, fine, we will take all our Hamiltons somewhere else.
Wait, what?
As the memo he played.
Oh, you're right. I got you.
Wow, of all the people who didn't get it, I thought
He was a lamplighter.
Well, he played the similar character.
Okay, all right, we're moving on. Beekeeper, 185 beekeepers. Also from Ryan. Thank you for watching, Ryan. Thank you for giving us suggestions. 185 beekeepers. Fiona.
185 beekeepers walked into a bar, and the bartender says, no beekeepers in here. And the beekeepers say, oh, that stung.
Yeah, very good. Kevin.
185 beekeepers walk into a bar. Bartender says, nope, can't serve you beekeepers. The beekeepers say, who do you think you are? A queen?
Yes, excellent. Nate.
185 beekeepers walk into a bar, and the bartender says, hey, I don't want anyone who keeps bees in here. And the beekeepers all reply, do you keep the bees, or do the bees keep you?
I don't know what that
Neither
means.
do I. Beekeepers are weird.
David.
185 beekeepers walk into the bar, and the bartender says, nope, sorry, we cannot serve any more 185 beekeepers. We're just no more. And to which they replied, oh, okay, well, we're just combing the place anyway.
Good. All right. Yes. All right. Awesome. Slot machine repair technicians. Slot machine repair technicians. From Warren Henderson. Richard.
185 slot machine repair technicians walk into a bar, and the bartender says, get out. We're not serving you here. The slot machine repair technicians went, well, isn't that just put the 3 cherries on top?
Good. All right. Okay, Fiona.
185 slot machine repair technicians walk into a bar, and they bring their herd of sheep with them. And the bartender says, "What is this? You can't bring sheep in here. No, you're not allowed here." And the slot machine repair technicians say, "Oh, don't worry, they're just gonna gamble around."
I like it. This is very cute. Kevin.
185 slot machine repair
Repair technician.
people walk into a bar. The bartender says, sorry, we can't serve you, repair people. And so the repair people say, well, can we like make a deal? Can we leverage something between us?
Excellent. All right. Great job, Kevin. Thank you so much, everybody. That's the end of our show. That is our show for tonight, for this week, for this Saturday. We want to say thank you so much to everybody who is watching us now in the live stream. Thank you in this moment, 30 seconds later from now. We also want to say thank you to anybody who is watching this on the interwebs sometime in the future. As we all know, in these quarantine times, everything is both always and never. And so we appreciate anyone who is watching this, because basically what we are trying to do is stay connected to each other. I thank all of you, my performers, our players, the very funny people who share their talents and time with us at National Comedy Theater, the actual place when we can. Thank you for making time to share your talent with us here in this world where we are all heads in boxes that are in different places around the city. We appreciate you so very much. We appreciate everybody who's watching. Thank you for giving us your suggestions. If you want to know how you can support NCT, hit those gift card links, hit that donation link, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's a big one too. And interact with us on all of our social media to give us suggestions throughout the week that we will use in next Saturday's improv show. We appreciate you. We love you. We want to say thank you to everybody who was in the show tonight. David, wave to everybody. That's David. Richard, wave to everybody. That's Richard. Bob, say goodnight. Kevin, say goodnight to all the people.
Good night.
Fiona, say bye to everybody.
Night, night.
And Nate, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
And I'm Chrissy. Thank you so much. It's been my honor to be your host for this show. I'm going to try to make a normal face so that when the stream ends, it's not terrible.